programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Welcome to one of my weird little D&D videos I like doing once in a while. Before we get started, in the spirit of D&D though, I actually want to shout out my friend Kayla because not only is she A, a really good DM, and B, a really good player. She both plays in a game that I run and runs a game that I play in. She made me this really, really awesome Charizard skull that is now like, this thing lives beside my Dungeon Master screen as I play, or as I run games, as well as it lives on my desk any other time. I love this thing. It looks so freaking awesome. It is so cool. I had to say thanks to her for doing this and shout out a great player / Dungeon Master. But today, a little bit of a short video, but I wanted to go through some of these books of random tables by Matt and Aaron Davids. Now, if I remember right, Matt Davids is the head dungeon master of DiceGeeks.com. He's put out just a range of 10 different little D&D books. He's got a lot of other books as well for different systems and settings. I'll leave a link to his Amazon page actually in the description. It is not an affiliate link. I am doing this because I found these, I like these, and I'm sharing the news of them. But yeah, he's got a bunch of these books out. As you can see, this is Quest book number 2. But they're just filled with all kinds of, D100 and D5 settings, or lists. And then there's just all kinds of different things on them, as well as you can see, some really cool artwork. I'm being quick about it because I don't want to give any freebie pages of this out. I'm sure if you go to, again, DiceGeeks.com, they have free things they give away on there, so you can probably get some things with, stuff like that. But as you can see, you just very quickly, this book has 10 different D100 pages. So you roll a D10, pick one of those, and then roll a D100, and there's your quest based on whichever of these. Or obviously you just pick which, quest type you want. And there you go. And in the little time I've had these books, I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't ran a game using them yet. However, I have already pulled them out and just rolled through them to see what kind of things I would generate from using them. I have really taken to using just random tables to run West Marches style games. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, I'll explain that later in another video. I love them, so I want to talk about them. I'll link to a Matthew Colville video about them as well, because he probably explains it better than I ever could. But these books are so useful. So as you can see, this is the second book of quests, which means yes, there is a Quests 1 as well. As you can see, very similar cover, but a red dragon instead of a green one on the original here. There you can see, here's the different types of hooks you get in this one. Quick thumb through again, you get this really nice presentation, little bits of artwork here and there. It's all really cool. Again, I'm skipping through because I'm not trying to give freebies. As well as one of the books that he's put out is the Terrain Guide. Now, this does still include random encounters and random tables and stuff, but it also gives you just little bits and pieces to use, like explaining what the terrain type is if you aren't familiar with it or one of your players isn't. It can kind of summarize it for you to help set, get the setting a little better. This is, if you're only going to get one of the books that I'm showing here, this is the one to get, funny enough. There's It's one of the smaller books, but as you can see, it does have that nice binding where it flattens on the side instead of just being a staple. But this one has easily some of the most useful info that I have found. I love this one. Another really, really good one is the Fantasy Towns. This is literally just 50 different town maps with some basic info on it. Yes, you're going to have to do some prep if you use these. These aren't complete adventures. This doesn't even tell you, like, this will list the shops for you, but it doesn't even tell you where the shop is. So you still have to take this and make it your own. I've seen a lot of people complaining that it's like, well, this is a bad item because it didn't spell everything out entirely. Do you know how much time it saves me just being able to do this and have a town map and just have this info right here? It is not a big deal for me to have to go, this is a big place. I'll pick one of the big buildings for it. This one's not important. That's a little building. It's so useful. In the same vein as this one, we've also got the Dungeons book. This is by far the largest of the books. Again, it's mostly just straight maps. You will still be filling in a lot of blanks. There are also, more charts to roll on in the back. But seriously, 177 maps just to work on, and then all kinds of encounter tables on top of it. Here's the thing. Do not roll your encounter tables at the table. Most things like this, do this like literally an hour or two before the game. Your prep is done, and you've got something very quickly already lined up and ready to go. I cannot recommend enough. Again, if you use these the way that, in that way, these are some of the best books for D&D that I have ever messed with. Or you could use these for Pathfinder or something else too. These are like setting neutral. You might run into like one or two monsters that's not in, whatever system you're using. Okay, switch it out for something kind of similar. There you go. Done. On top of that, there's also 4 volumes of the Book of Random Tables. All of them have really, really cool artwork on the front. All of them are, again, just here's names, here's things and where they are. Here's here's some events, here's some encounters. It's all so stinking useful and quick. Like, I know this is turning into one of those videos where I just kind of gush. I'm sorry. Deal with it. Last one, we also have the other Dungeons book. Pretty sure this one's still Matt. It doesn't have his name on the front, but yep, Matt and Aaron Davids again in here. Here you get things that are a little bit more fleshed out. This one actually has a description for the map. You still have to place a few items here and there. But if you want something that's, more built, here you've got, again, you've got 51 dungeons. And then on the back, it also tells you've got 5 cities, 5 manors, 2 inns. You get descriptions, you get item tables to fill in the details. That way you still have uniqueness to, even if you get the same map twice somehow throughout a long campaign or 2 different campaigns, the details will still be different. So it'll still feel unique. So, yeah, I have to say, go check these books out. Most of them are, frankly, insanely cheap. I think the Cities one is like $20. Everything else is under $10. These are useful books. If you like doing things homebrew, but you don't always have the prep time that you would like to have, Again, it will save you so much time being able to just grab a map, roll a chart, roll a few charts, place a few things in that map. You're good to go. So major recommendation for these. And once again, Kayla, you rock. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.